The first thing you should know about Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, there are a lot of things you should know, but the very first is she takes the coronavirus very seriously. That's why she banned people in Michigan from buying paint last year. That's why she's now forcing all 2-year-olds in the state to wear masks. It's also why she went on television recently to warn the people of Michigan that they should not travel to Florida because Florida is dangerous.
Well, at the end of the day, this is going to come down to whether or not everyone does their part. That's the most important thing. This variant, the B117 variant, is what is growing so quickly here in Michigan. We have the second most of it, then I think right after Florida. At least that was the last data that I saw. Michigan and Florida are not next to each other, but this is the time of the year that snowbirds come home from Florida, where people are going on spring break, and all of these things can contribute to spread.
It's dangerous to go to Florida. Everyone has to do their part. Don't go to Florida. Well, not long after that, we learned that Gretchen Whitmer had gone to Florida earlier this year. Now, we don't know how long she was in Florida. We don't know where in Florida she went. No one can find out because her office is citing, quote, security concerns. Charlie LaDuff worked at the New York Times for a long time. He won a Pulitzer Prize there. Then he left, went back to Michigan, and started doing even better journalism. He's now the last real journalist in the state, pretty much, I would say. Charlie LaDuff, thanks so much for coming on tonight. So
thanks, brother.
It's a pretty simple question. Why don't you, as a Michigander, have a right to know what exactly your governor was doing in Florida?
Beats me. I'll tell you what, here's some breaking news. I was talking to the Florida State Police, and they don't have a record of her calling up and asking for some executive security, which is normally their course of action, so she didn't want anybody to know. So, Madam Governor, tell us all when you went, how long you went, and when exactly you returned. That would be nice.
Well,
and
yeah,
who paid
because
for it? And whose jet did you take?
Well, that's the other question. How'd she get there? I mean, you could be in a position where your governor is a super spreader and you wouldn't know. So you've obviously asked these questions. I hope others have asked. Tell us what kind of answer you've received from the governor's office.
Well, here's the thing. I find out, not only did I find out that she went, I found out that her health director went down to Margaritaville in the middle of the pandemic, not fully vaccinated, nor was the governor. I ask the questions, I do the gentlemanly journalistic thing, and I wait. And while I'm waiting, they leak it to a friendly outlet that puts icing on the cake and a couple of rosettes, you know, the candy cane, so it all comes out sweet. I want the answers. She said, her people said, you can't get that answer because of ongoing threats. Well, if there was ongoing threats, why didn't you call the state troopers in Florida? Answer it.
That's a great question. And by the way, this is a trip that's already happened. So how would it be a threat to the governor's security to tell us something that she's already done?
Hello, man. This is the state I'm living in, Tucker. And again, look, okay, you say your dad's sick. That's fine. But a servant leader eats last, leaves the burning building last, and leads by example. You don't go see your dad, just like I couldn't see my dying brother 3 weeks ago draw his last breath, because that's what we do. I thought that's what we do. But some of us do, and some of us don't.
Well, that's an awful story.
Well,
so
it's a true story.
First of all, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. And second, the state of Michigan, its regulations prevented you from seeing your brother as he died. But your governor jets down to Florida, probably on a private plane, because she wants to see her dad.
Yeah, and you know, when she says she said a couple weeks earlier, or about 10 days before she got caught out, that she hasn't left in 14 months. Her last trip was to Israel. That should have been a red flag, because everybody knows she went to the inauguration. You went to see your dad. We were locked down by her last April. We couldn't go to our fishing shack. You couldn't go between. Yeah. This is what we're living with. Just be honest, be straight. And when the people aren't told it's straight and clear, they start to rebel. So here's what you got. It's over. Nobody's listening. This thing's going to spread. It's not killing children. It's still attacking the old and the obese. And she's lost control of the state. That's the fact.
Exactly, because she doesn't deserve control of the state. Charlie Duff, thank you for asking those questions and for your persistence.
Oh, yeah, by the way, bro, I'm going to get an answer on my lawsuit about those nursing homes soon, and when I do, I'll call you.
I hope you'll come back. The great Charlie Duff of Michigan. Thank you.